didn't want to waste the whole income cartridge. To be able to into the reverse, we'll have to celebrate it. I know. We just have our little corner here. I'll talk about it a little bit later.
Mine are white, so it is final system. We have to vote every slide, change the.
No, there shouldn't.
We're
I think we have a one
modifying. I like how it looks. And I don't like makes sense.
Don't use the the four that are on.
Oh, yeah. It is mine. It is mine. Oh, you're right.
Oh, never say that.
Yeah, you're right.
We used to have the no queue. You know, people can say, "Oh, how to go in here?" You know, you know, at an event. Go. Oh, you don't ever say that. Because it all will break with them.
I'm working on the mints.
I'm doing the mints too.
I'll stay with the mints. I think I'm okay. Thank you, though.
All right.
I might open one more though. I think I'm gonna open it because they're so noisy.
Are Phil and Sanjay here or not?
Oh, noisy. Okay, thank you.
Okay. There's Phil.
I hide the non-video participants, so like if somebody's camera's off, it will show up. But it's on there.
So are we ready?
No, I don't have an option to see closed
Okay,
caption.
MVLA fans, are we ready?
No,
No, Phil's not ready.
I don't have an option for closed caption.
Mike, he wants his closed caption first. Yeah.
Very nice. Where's Sanjay?
Yeah, strawberry.
I mean, I don't know.
How come my little red light is flashing too?
Are you low on bats? I don't know. You might be low on bats.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. No. Does that mean it's low?
I didn't know what the. You ready, Bill?
Yes,
Okay, Sanjay's ready. Sanjay went out of screen for a minute. Okay. Should I wait for Phil? I mean, for Sanjay for a minute or not?
He can join us.
Okay, all right.
He can join us.
Yeah. Okay, I would like to call the meeting of the Mountain View Los Altos Union High School District to order at 7:01 p.m. Our first thing to do is the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible. Thank you so much. The roll call is that 3 trustees, Fiona, Debbie, and I are here in person at the dais, and Bill and Sanjay are present by Zoom. All 5 trustees are present. Our 2 student trustees are not here yet. We will swear them in and start having them at our next meeting. Okay, the first order of business is the approval of the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Moved by Fiona. Seconded by Debbie. Any comment? Otherwise, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Right, that is passed. Okay, report out of action taken in closed session. There was no action taken in closed session. Board member reports. Does any board member have something specific to say? We'll go with you guys on the screen first. Do you have anything you want to talk about, ladies?
I assume Dr. Meyer's going to hit it, but thank you for a lovely kickoff. Thank you to everybody, our whole team in the room for an amazing kickoff.
It was a lovely kickoff. Thank you. All that participated in making that happen so smoothly and nicely. Okay, we'll move on to superintendent's report. Dr. Meyer?
Thank you. So as we start our first board meeting of the 2022-2023 school year, I will start by sharing. You can see there is already activity occurring. These were some of the orientation activities in this background picture here. And we continued to discuss and emphasize over the summer while we were working, as well as this morning, the importance of academic excellence, equity, and engagement. So over the summer, you're going to hear more detailed information this evening about summer school, but it was a great success. And here are some of the pictures on the left. You have a family that was taking a picture of their, actually, these are all the graduates together under the tree there at Los Altos. And every one of those students now has a diploma and would not have without summer school. We have a future MVLA grad here. And this young man was there at the celebration enjoying the event. And then you can see inside one of the classrooms, our students, taking advantage of the opportunity, and our teachers who did a great job working during the summer. Moving on to, this is the annual sharing what our enrollment is, and it's always of interest. And you can see here, looking at our enrollment at Alta Vista. The difference here is that the data on the left is what we have right now in the system. So it really is apples to oranges. And the data on the right is Seabed's Day once everyone had settled. But you can get a sense if you look down the courses that we have a steady, relatively flat enrollment on our campuses. And this will be something that we're going to continue to analyze and look at with a number around 4373 here. We also have not started option B yet, so students are enrolling. And we certainly have Middle College, which we share with Palo Alto, and College Now, who have some enrollment there. And so this kind of gives you an idea of, pretty darn flat if you look 4373, but we'll continue to monitor it so we can compare October to October. Okay, new faces and new places. And so we had some firsts for some people here this morning. We have our brand new principal had the first day there back with staff, Kip Glazier. We also have Suzanne Wolfolk, who is a new places person, and had the welcome back at Alta. We have, wait, everyone's here in the audience who's on these slides. We have Nick Bettenker, who is our summer school, one of our summer school principals, AP at Los Altos, and then Brian Barnhart, if you see him in the hallway, he had quite, he was responsible for this morning's feast, and we'll be seeing more of him throughout the year. Wanted to also share some just highlights into our campuses. They're already back. You can see we have the staff in the office at Alta Vista, but we also were using the multi-use campus for our orientation for our new teachers. And then as we look at Los Altos, you can see the students. We saw our students this morning welcoming everyone back. It was just wonderful to have that energetic welcome. And so they're here getting ready. You can see here the class of 2023 establishing their seniorness. But we also have a lot of signs and postings around all of our campuses welcoming staff and students. And here at Mountain View, this on the left, you can see the 9th grade orientation. It happened at both of our campuses. And on the right, the photo booth for the parent volunteers. So a lot of fun was happening on our campuses as we get ready to welcome the students back. A little bit more about 9th grade orientation. The students were all over all of our campuses. I did want to highlight the picture on the right. Officer Lowe was in the book line volunteering as well, helping students out, and very well organized on both campuses, and just wonderful to see the students, actually 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th milling about. And then not only the students, we welcomed our new teachers last week. And so special thanks to our IST team who planned and organized along with Terry. And here you can see Terry, Layla, and Mike introducing themselves to the new teachers. And the feedback was very positive on the work that was done on those days. And then this morning, thank you to a teacher who I was walking in with who took a picture with the students. The students wanted a video, so we have one of those out there somewhere as well. But it was very loud and energetic. And thank you to Los Altos for hosting. It's not easy on top of starting school to host all of us. And as we know, it rotates back and forth, but it was wonderful to be there on the Los Altos campus. So here you can see some of the photos. We had it outside, as I think everyone is aware, and a lot of fun happening, and everyone seeing each other and saying hello. And then this wonderful crew, the welcome back team, and a nice shot. We always like those pictures by the balloons. And then just some housekeeping, kind of a hard segue. I'll work on that this year, but we are continuing. I've checked in with the other districts, and we really are the only one so far that I've seen that is continuing our on-site testing. So we will have testing right out here in the foyer Monday through Friday, 1 to 4. And then I don't know that I got the dates for Los Altos, but it will continue or the times that it will continue at Los Altos as well. And we have had some questions about what are we going to do? Are we having masks? Are we, looking at a new epidemic coming our way, which I won't mention. But what we're doing is we're going to be meeting once again weekly with Santa Clara County Office of Ed. They will have public health pipe in as they do every Tuesday, or every other Tuesday now at 2. And so we'll continue to follow their advice, and we've let them know that we will provide support and information, but recognize that the health experts will be guiding us if there are any new precautions that we need to take. And then lastly, just thank you. We're looking forward to the students returning. Class of 2026 will be coming as 9th graders, and 2023 is ready to lead. So that concludes my superintendent report.
Thank you, Dr. Meyer. Anyone have questions? No? Wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Communications. Do we have any? We heard both from DTA and CSEA this morning at the welcome back. It was nice to hear from both groups. Then public comment. Is there anyone that would like to make public comments on items not on the agenda? And we received no emails or things that they would like the board to know about. I did not see any in our emails. Okay, consolidated motion. There's a consolidated motion with, let me, how many of 27 items. Do I have a motion related to the consolidated
I
motion?
move to approve consolidated motion items 13.1 through 13.27.
Second.
And there's a second. Is there any comment on the consolidated motion? No? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
That is a 5-0 vote. I do want to point out to the public that we have some really fun field trips coming up for our different students. And those will be fun. It's too bad that they will miss some days of school also, but there's such enriching experiences for those particular students that it's worth it in that regard. And also there's quite a few, we had so many this time because summer activity that happens with construction, we're have a backlog of ones to ratify. Plus we have some contracts that are yearly things, yearly contracts with different agencies that we have to renew, and this is the new year, so we're renewing them. So that is why it seems like so many. But the whole board is well aware of them in advance. We read them all. Some of them, like I say, are routine. We see the same, similar every year, but we need to approve them every year. So thank you, everyone, and board for reading all that stuff. Next, we did not pull any items from the consolidated motion, so we have no 14.0. So we have now 15. 15.1 is the update to summer school. Harry, would you like to introduce that?
I would be honored to. So we had a great summer school program this year held at Los Altos High School. A reminder that MVLA Summer School provides classes in our core academic subjects for students who either need credit recovery or would like to meet A to G eligibility. In addition, our summer school also held a bridge program called Summer Academy for incoming freshmen, of which you're going to learn about as well. This evening's presentation is brought to us by Nick Betancourt and Jennifer Lewis, our two summer school principals. I want to take just a moment and honor our two new summer school principals this year, and that these are true educational leaders in our district. Nick is a leader in the special education department, an all-star psych, and this year is taking on the new role of assistant principal of Los Altos High School and really being recognized for his leadership. Jennifer Lewis is a rock star math teacher, so much so that she earned Teacher of the Year for our district in 2021, is the WASP coordinator of Alta Vista, as well as a mentor teacher in Option B. So I am not surprised with the success that these two brought forth in their first year of running our summer school program. And so we will turn it over for the two of you for an update.
Thank you, Dr. Meyer, and for the board and Terry for inviting us to share a little bit about the program. I think you'll see just how instrumental the program is for the students achieving their goals, for the district achieving its goals, and preparing the next, the class of 2026 for setting them up for success. This might be obvious, and Terry touched on it a little bit. The summer school has a few different purposes. It's easy to forget sort of the number of things it does for us because it sort of comes and goes every year. You know, we do an amazing job educating our students and having them graduate. Yet in spite of everything that we do, many of them, for reasons that are outside of our control, don't achieve at the level that they'd like to achieve. In some cases are not able to pass the classes. And obviously our goal is to get them to graduate. We're all really well aware of just how important high school graduation is and sort of a long-term predictor for success for our students. So as a starting point, the summer school helps a lot of our students graduate on time, students who otherwise would not be able to do that. MVLA has loftier goals than just graduating our students, though. We want them A through G eligible. A week or two ago, we had a district retreat and they had a speaker who came and was talking to us about different pathways students take. And she shared a statistic that I thought was really, for me, crystallized, and I immediately jotted it down because I thought this was important to share in terms of long-term outcomes, students who go straight to a four-year college versus going to a two-year and then transferring. 51%, if you take a hypothetical group of 100, 51% would graduate with a bachelor's if they went straight to a four-year, which is what our goal is. That drops to 11%. You have to take a stop in between. That creates all these opportunities for students to stop their schooling, things come up. So our goal of having our students graduate A3G eligible is an admirable one, and the summer school allows us to achieve that to the extent that we do. I think it's also really important, and I think people often forget, the summer school hosts our special education programs in the district. So we have our mild to moderate, which are students in resource classes that take many cases A3G eligible classes. And then our more moderate severe, they're students who need extended school year services in order to prevent regression of skills that they're attaining during the year. So we had 4 teachers from Mountain View, blank on the names, Diana Sparza, Suzanne Mello, Seamus, and the other one, Baina Green, who were at our site and working with these population of students and doing terrific work, which is helpful for their families, for the students, and want to make sure to call them out because I think people often again forget that special ed is there. I'm going to turn it over to Jennifer. She's going to share a little bit about statistics about outcomes from this year.
Okay, so here are the number of students that we had in session 1 and session 2. You can see this year we had more students than ever enroll in summer school. We had 16% though not show up or had to leave partway through summer school for session 1. Some of those were COVID related this year. We did have quite a few kids leave because of COVID reasons during summer school. And then some for other reasons. Session 2 is always a little higher with the drops because kids sign up before they figure out if they pass the class or not. So the session 2 percent of drops is not that surprising. But you can see that we've had a steady trend over the last 3 years, getting more and more kids each year in summer school. For our A to G, we had 297 students in session 1 taking an A to G class. We had 90 students in special ed, and then we had 63 students in either our health or our summer academy. And then we had 10 students in our new credit recovery program, which is a class we'll talk about in a little bit. For session 2, again, we had 270 for A to G, 85 in special ed, and then 49 in summer academy and health, and then 7 in our credit recovery class. Are there any questions on the numbers? No.
I appreciated the footnote up top explaining. Thanks.
Oh, also if you're not pressing, you're adding up percent.
Exactly.
So, and then here are the numbers for adult ed summer school programs. So session 1, they had 222 total completers. They had 268 enrolled, so their percent was 83. And session 2, they had 181 completers, 212 enrolled, so 80%. And you can see for adult school, most of their kids are doing health. So here are the numbers for how many students signed up for health for summer school. Okay, Also, this summer, we had a new program. We called it credit recovery, but it was a new program for students who only needed a couple more units to graduate on time or graduate over the summer. We had Dr. Latina Ward, who did an ELB credit recovery program where she worked with students on US history and civics econ. So we saw that picture earlier. Those are the students in her class. And then we had Michael Rasmussen, who took on 10 students who needed courses that we did not offer during summer school, like civics or econ or environmental science. But with this program, these students are able to graduate this summer. And for Alta, that was a really big impact because you can see our graduation rate went from 59% to 71%. And, you know, that was one of our big goals for WASP this year, was to make improvements on our graduation rate. It also affects the Mountain View's graduation rate. I don't have those numbers yet, but 10 of the kids who graduated this summer were from Mountain High School. So it greatly helped a lot of students out.
Here you've got some old pictures of families, one of the students, and then Dr. Warren with them. This summer, we also hosted the Summer Academy program, which Terry mentioned. For those of you who've been in the district for a while, in the past, we've had a program called Catalyst. It focused exclusively on math for students in our AVID program. When we met with Terry at the start, when we were just beginning the plan for this year, she sort of tasked us with fleshing out this idea a little bit more and trying to bring that program back and then some. So we spent some time working on this, a program that would focus on literacy as well as math, and then some other additional components that we wanted to address. We had 4 objectives: sort of help students break down their fear of math, numbers, so they enter more confident in the freshman year, boost their literacy skills coming into the program, help them feel not intimidated on high school campus, just giving the experience of being on the campus, touring it, and then helping them learn how to do school through their everyday work. So infusing the lessons they're doing with the teachers, the study skills and self-management skills that we know are vital to them actually being able to be successful in our really rigorous college prep classes. As I said, we had a half day focusing on literacy and reading relevance, the curriculum that Kim Rogers helped us get in the classrooms.
Yeah, so the students did reading with relevance this year, where it takes SBL topics and it incorporates it with one of the books they're reading. So they did The Diary of a Part-Time Indian for their reading with relevance. They also used Alexia this summer. So basically Alexia takes the kids where they're at and they work on it for 20 minutes a day to help with their English skills.
Jennifer worked with Kim, working on the math curriculum, so that came from in-house. William Blair helped us getting some social emotional curriculum that we made available to the teachers so that they could fill out their day, give students an opportunity to work with things that they'd otherwise be maybe just see for the first time during the school year. The district also has a subscription to tutor.com, which is this really great program that Jennifer showed me for the first time, where you actually there's tutors actually in real time. You can have video on, just do audio only. You can basically show them anything and they'll help you work through the problem. And so we wanted to make sure students were comfortable logging in. They had to log in info. And so we made that available and the teachers had an opportunity to work on that. This is a picture you saw earlier. The teacher there is from Los Altos. Her name is Adriana Romero. Terrific teacher. She's our new ELD department coordinator, and she was this summer taking on the math component. She was a special ed math teacher last year. And down below, we had a really informal survey at the end of the summer just to get a sense for where students were at. And you see the students comment, I really like the academy because it gave me a head start in math. Because math's not really my strong subject. It gave me more experience to get to know algebra. This is exactly what we wanted, to make them feel just a little bit more comfortable and confident heading into the freshman year. Like I alluded to earlier, we also had these additional components. Here you see Heather Lowe on the left side, and then Laura Duran. These are the College and Career Center coordinators for Mountain View and Los Altos, respectively. So through the foundation's generosity, we were able to get them into the classrooms as well. They planned a series of 4 presentations. This is from the first one. So they went in there and talked about credits, UCs versus CSUs, how they need to be thinking about their transcripts, planning their course selections. They were terrific presentations. The students asked really great questions about what they should be thinking about, which is exactly what we wanted. Not pictured here is Angela Price and Leslie Felipe, who are also on campus meeting with students by appointment. So that was excellent. Here's sort of a wide angle shot of them in the classroom working on that lesson. There's some, again, some statistics, I suppose, of how it went, but I instead pulled these just quotes from students. I'll move out of the way for the folks in the back, but just pulled out some. So I got to learn new skills that will help me in high school. I feel a little bit more confident in English and math, especially since we got more individual attention. I was able to make some new friends, so I'm not alone next year, which is that, again, that comfort level. Enjoyed learning this class, kind of bad at math, but it's easy to navigate. And then the very succinct, I liked it. Yeah. I pulled out the one where the student was saying that they were just, it was a lot of math all day, and just left out the part where they didn't like it. So I think that's good stuff. So not pictured here, but I want to call out the other teachers who are in the program. So Jose Osadio from Mountain View, Luis Escalante from Mountain View, David Ortiz, and then Efrain Chavez, who was with us at Los Altos and had to leave this year, but they were all terrific.
Can I ask a question about that
Yeah.
program though? So there were a total of like 102 for both sessions for the Summer Academy and Health. Can a student take session 1 and 2 and?
They were all
Were they-
automatically enrolled in both sessions.
Okay, that's what I want to know. They automatically enrolled. Okay, that's good.
So there was
Thank
some
you.
attrition. It dropped, I think from 63 to 49.
Mhm.
Yeah, it went from 63 to 49, but you would, I mean, what would have been optimal is if all 63 would have done both, right?
So the 49 that are in that second group began in the first session.
Got it. Yeah, okay.
And
Thank
then
you.
they also received elective credit for this class. So if they did all 20 days, they received 10 credits. for one.
Well,
Oh. Thank you.
how did you recruit for these particular students? I know
Yeah.
that some people self-select to go to health and things like that, but for some of these other things.
So for Summer Academy, we reached out to the middle school, and so we got input from their principals, their teachers from math and English, just who needed more support. And then we reached out to all the parents who on the list of kids that the school gave us. For the credit recovery class, we started at Alta and we realized we had 6 kids who just needed anywhere from 2 credits to maybe 12 credits to graduate. And then we said, well, why don't we reach out to the other 2 high schools to see who they have, and we got 10 more kids from Mountain View.
It was very labor intensive, just following up with all the families once we got the information, just to make sure they actually showed up once they committed to permanent.
So you're hoping to expand some of these even more
Yes.
Yeah, I think
in
it's a
future
success.
years? Mhm.
I think we definitely have a better sense of what resources we need heading into the summer to sort of grow the program. We want to do that. And we have some ideas in terms of how we can make some changes, collapsing the classes.
And then we just want to say thank you to all the people who helped across the district. It took all these people to help get summer school running this summer. So thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah, I do. Go ahead.
Can you
You
hear
had
me?
a question?
Yes, Sanjay has a question.
Okay, Sanjay, go
Yeah.
for it.
Okay. So for the math bridge class, the session, so what was the bridge for students who will go into Algebra 1 in 9th grade, or is it to go in geometry? What are the specific subjects for the bridge, the math bridge program?
Most of the kids were going into algebra. We had a couple kids who maybe were in a higher math, but they needed the literacy support. So they were also recommended for the program. So, but the content we went over basically just worked on foundations of different math skills. So it didn't matter which math class you were going into.
So when we spoke to the middle schools, we said students were at best at grade level in both subjects, but who ideally were 1 or 2 years behind. As far as who's actually in the program, it's like a 60-40 split in terms of students who were from Mountain View High School and Los Altos High School. And that's just how it worked out.
Actually, could you come close to the microphone for one? And second, could you repeat that? I didn't quite understand that. You said they were at grade level, but then you said they were 2 grades below. I didn't quite understand that.
At best grade level, but ideally 1 or 2 years behind in math and or English is what we told the middle schools to sort of as a starting point to get names to follow up. Yeah, I'm just want to lock people in the back. Don't worry about that.
You're fine.
Okay. I see.
So like Jennifer said, it's really hard to, we didn't exclude students if they were at grade level in English, but they needed the math support, and we brought them in. And I think that actually the mixed groupings, the teachers felt were actually helpful in terms of not everyone being at the same level.
I have a
Um,
quick question. Oh, go ahead.
Question, just to follow up with Terry, is it possible to track these students
Yeah.
to see how well they'll perform in ninth grade after having these these summer sessions?
Absolutely. We can do that in multiple ways, either by giving them a little code in Aries, which makes for a lot of quick queries. That would probably be our easiest step forward. And I think that we've talked about doing something just like that. We already do that with students in CSACE, some of our other students, so that we're tracking them through high school. And this is an idea that we floated past, and I think it's a good idea to move forward with it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
I have a quick question.
Yes, you go ahead.
This may actually be for Julie or Nellie, but the summer health enrollment through adult ed in the past, that's been wildly oversubscribed, and we've had a hard time fitting everybody in. Were we able to accommodate everybody? Great. Okay, so for Phil and Sanjay, Julie says that they were able to take everybody who applied. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's a big change from past years. So. Thank
So
you.
the statistic here says Summer Academy / health. So how many were in health?
It's broken down on like the next
Oh, on the
slide.
next page, sorry.
There's a separate slide.
Sorry.
Yeah, because adult ed had online health too. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a long
Excellent.
day today.
And I want to say, it's amazing the list of people from the DO, Los Altos, Mount View, and Alta Vista that all brought their skills to bear to help all these students in the summer. Just amazing. Working in the summer to do all that. Thank you so much. Great report. Great success for the program. Thanks. So moving on. We are now to board operations, review of calendar events. Dr. Meyer, do you have something to say about that?
The event that needs no announcement, we're really looking forward to Wednesday, and we will welcome all of our students back. And we will start to list the series of other events that are occurring, but we are starting up now with our official PTSA meetings and our foundation meetings, and we really look forward to getting back into the rhythm again. So, thank you.
Okay. And okay, any board member have anything else to say about calendar? Communications correspondence, Dr. Meyer, is there anything in that category?
None at this time.
Thank you. Board suggestions for future meetings. Bill, Sanjay, Fiona, Debbie, okay. None that we don't already know about, let's put it that way. And then date and time and place of the next meeting, that would be Monday, August 22nd, here at 7 p.m. Okay, so that brings us to one of the shortest meetings we've ever had. We do not need to reconvene to close session. We already said that. So I would accept a motion to adjourn. Somebody would like to make that motion? Go ahead.
Second.
Okay, it was moved and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Wow, this is the shortest meeting that we've ever had. So the meeting's adjourned at 7:35, and thank you all for coming.
Oh, wow.